Hello, so two New York trades to recap for New York session on the Wednesday. On Wednesday, essentially, I was more bullish. The price kind of just expanded here early in the session, so what I wanted to see was some sort of retrace back down before price goes up again. There was the possibility of New York open for some sort of short setup, but this here was just like the dreamer, just the easy scenario. It was the easiest scenario, A plus, etc., etc. So going into open, I want to see price come down and retest into this low here. Come into its low. You had these two lows inside 1 hour fair value. I want to see price leave these highs up here, manipulate and go higher. Coming into session, what we had was we had this strong manipulation leg, and there was one moment here where you could have taken assisted entry short just to take maybe one of these two lows here. You didn't quite get so. I kind of didn't like the confirmation. It kind of halted here and then it confirmed, causing that move lower. This here could have been a nice short considering you were in massive premium in the range. But then what happened was I saw price took this low here. Didn't quite come into this 1 hour fair value gap for longs. But what we did do is we did have a nice little 3-minute inverse fair value gap here. So this is the first setup I took. It wasn't A plus, it was very, maybe B plus trade. It was very outside the range. Essentially, I wasn't looking for much as well. I was looking for these highs to be taken here. Initially my stop was here, but I put this kind of went up straight away, so I put it break even, maybe 5-10 points up. I put it break even because I was like, this wasn't A plus setup. I didn't want to see price go lower on this one here. I liked the confirmation, the PDO confirmation, but I didn't really take any hourly level. I just took some side of the open price. But it was still a nice setup for some sort of long setup. What we did get though is that price disconfirmed here. I tried it and it kept on going lower. So essentially I kind of wiped that off and I was looking for longs essentially down here. Didn't really see any short entries once price was in this range. So essentially price eventually did come down here and I kept on waiting and waiting and waiting for something. Didn't quite happen, and this comes to the second setup of the day. I essentially saw this kind of V-shaped symbol here. I saw this just looked really nice, this delivery. Had a 1 minute CISD here. Price kind of had this stop loss rate in 1 hour fair value. Setup doesn't really have time, of course. But essentially I saw this as a quick V-shaped one on the 1 minute. Took a long here off this candle, expecting these highs to come back here. I put my stop here eventually, or something around here. Still good 2-to-1 ratio trade, really nice kind of idea. That was a very light bulby trade to me. And what happened was that price just kind of trickled. It just didn't want to do anything. And essentially, eventually I put my stop to break even once you made one of these second legs up higher here. I put my stop to break even, stopped me out break even, and price kind of trickled on for the rest of the session. Kind of, yep, you eventually did see a movement higher here, but eventually move it higher, maybe 24 points, but price kind of struggled to get to the equilibrium of that previous range, or got to the equilibrium, but that's where it kind of struggled to make any higher prices. So essentially that was my London session, or my New York session. I just had two trades, had one nice 1 minute fair value here. This was a bit more definitely an A setup. I didn't like necessarily the confirmation to the trade, but still confirmed. It was quite quick on the entry. Took another 3-minute up here. Wasn't too bad, but it wasn't A plus, and I kind of managed risk very well according to that. So yeah,